Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about free traffic techniques and specifically how to drive hundreds and hundreds of visitors, brand new visitors, to any website within a 24-hour period. And using the techniques that I'm going to be sharing with you, it'll take you less than 16 minutes maximum in order to implement any one of these strategies. And it's going to be exciting. You're going to learn the most important core critical strategy and technique to anything online, to any marketing online, whether you're a product creator or you're an affiliate or both. This is the most important skill you can possibly possess, which is how to drive tons of traffic to any website. Now, you can use this in order to, as I mentioned, drive this to your own offers or to affiliate offers. But what's also key about this is you can use this to build your list so that you can market to them again and again and again. So I suggest you lock the doors, turn off any distractions, grab a snack, grab a drink, and get ready to be excited, because you're going to be learning some of the most powerful techniques that all of the gurus and all the super affiliates are using right now to drive tons of free traffic to their sites. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about one of the key elements that almost all successful marketers have used in order to drive a lot of traffic. And what this is it's simply ad swaps. Now, the way that this works is you essentially drive traffic to somebody else's site in exchange for them doing the same for you. Now, you may be saying to yourself, gosh, I'm brand new, I have no idea how to do this. But the truth is there's some great ways around this. Now, I did write a book called Fast Start Guide, which you can get access to for free at adswaps.info. If you go there, you can get access to it for free. And in it, I go over all the details for how to do an ad swap, whether you're brand new or you have a small list or a medium-sized list, and how to leverage it so that you can get a lot of traffic very quickly. Now, the concept that I mentioned to you a minute ago was that you're going to be driving traffic in exchange for them driving traffic. And one of the things to remember about this that's key is that you can do this to build your list, which is what most people focus on when it comes to doing ad swaps, but you can also do it to generate sales, whether it's affiliate sales or your own product sales, immediately. And again, you can do this to drive hundreds and hundreds of visitors to your site. Now, let me give you a quick example here of some of the numbers to expect when you're doing ad swaps and how to get started on this right away. Okay, now first, whenever you do an ad swap, whether it's your list or the other person's list, you want to count on about 10% of your list will actually show up when you do a mailing. What this means, 1,000-person list will equal approximately 100 visitors to your site. Now, if you're brand spanking new, first of all, and you don't have any lists, don't worry, we're going to be covering with you how to drive traffic in order to build up your list. But even if you have a small list of, say, 500 or 300 people on your list, you can do an ad swap with somebody that has 1,000 people on their list, and you can do some creative bartering or negotiation and say, hey, listen, my list is very responsive, and what I'll do is I'll mail for you 2 or 3 times or whatever it takes to match clicks. So they in turn will mail for you once. Let's say their list is 1,000 people. That should bring 100 visitors to your site immediately. Now, if you mail for them and you can only bring 50 or 40 or 30 people, you mail for them a couple of times. And so what'll happen is, first of all, you've immediately done the task that I promised, which is you brought 100 visitors to your site, and it only took you a couple minutes to do. And you can obviously do this several times with several different partners. One of the things that I want to show you here real quick is when you go to adswaps.info, you can see here that let me make this a little bit smaller so you can see. It's separated by list sizes. So lists, for example, of 1,000 or less, if you click on that, you're going to see list owners that have, you know, lists that they're willing to do ad swaps with. Let's say this one is 700, this one's 300, this one's 674, this one's 250, you know, 210, you know, 965, 600. You get the point. The idea here is this is a great place and a great resource for somebody starting out doing ad swaps to go to find people where you can leverage your list. I mean, if you find just a few of these guys, which you can do this for free, by the way, this whole service is free, and you say, hey, you know, will you mail for me? I'll mail for you a couple times. Then while you're mailing for one, you're having all these other guys mail for you as well, and you schedule it out so your list gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you always want to be trying to do ad swaps with guys that are slightly bigger than you, maybe twice the size or 3 times the size. I don't suggest if you're brand new you go to somebody like Mike Filsain with a list of 1 million people and say, hey, I'll match clicks for the next 800 years. Instead, what I suggest you do is you go to guys with a list that is 2 or 3 times your size, and if you do that with a few of them, it won't take very long before your list is the same size as theirs, and now you can go even bigger. Now, there are a lot of details in the Fast Start guide that I mentioned to you as far as how to contact these guys, and especially if their list is bigger. But what's great about adswaps.info is it makes it very simple. Basically, you just contact them and you say, hey, I found your offer in adswaps.info. My list is 300. I can generate, you know, around 50 clicks per mailing if it's good quality copy. I'm available to do a mailing in the second week of this month. You know, let me know when you're available. And that's basically it. And the beauty of ad swaps is these guys understand that, hey, we're just trading traffic here, and it doesn't cost anything to do it. So as long as you can talk the lingo, which is saying exactly what I said and what I also cover in the Fast Start guide, then you're in. It's a done deal. They're just going to give you a date. They're going to give you the email that they want to send to your list, which is called a swipe file or copy, and that's it. You just mail it out. And one of the things that I do suggest you do is, and we'll cover this a little bit more in the next video, is that you have a promotion in order to generate cash right afterwards. Okay, and what I mean by right afterwards is right after your mailing for your free offer. So that's it for the video on ad swaps, and in the next video we're going to be talking about affiliates. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about using affiliates to drive a ton of traffic to your offers. Now, one of the things I need to cover with you here that's important about this is for your own specific offer. Okay, this is not if you're an affiliate and you're just wanting to drive traffic to an affiliate offer. And if you don't have your own product, I really suggest you do that as soon as possible. It does not take very long, specifically without getting into it in this video series, because I've got a whole other video series which talks about how to create your own product. The basic concept for creating your own product is to take 2 or 3 very high quality products that are in the niche that you want to be in, that are on the same topic, and watch them, read them, try the techniques, and then take that information and whatever worked the best for you and put it in your own words. Create the video, create the PDF, you know, put your own spin on it, and it's the best of the information. Don't just blatantly rip off somebody else's stuff. Don't just take a PLR product and say, it's yours. You want to have a good, high quality product. And if you do that with, 2 or 3 good, high quality existing either courses or whatever, and take that and put yourself into it and add your own spin and your own angle on it, and like I said, you try it yourself, you'll have your own product. Now the secret is to set up an affiliate program and to entice affiliates to promote your product for you. What you'll find is that there's a ton of ways to drive traffic. The techniques that I'm showing you are some of the core fundamental ones, but another one that's huge is sending an email to your list. And whether you're brand new or you've got a nice big fat list already, why not leverage other people's lists and other people's talents and strategies for their abilities to drive traffic to your offer? See, the way you want to look at it is this. Let's say, for example, you could work very hard over the next 6 months and build up a list of 10,000 people. And by averages, that means that you should be making around $10,000 a month. Okay? In other words, if you have a list of 10,000 people, you should be making about $10,000 a month. Now, why not instead get 100 affiliates to do the same thing and build up a list of 10,000 subscribers and have them promote your product? I mean, think about it. What you're doing is you're leveraging their efforts and you're rewarding them in the process, so it's a win-win situation. But you're positioning yourself to be in the middle of everything to reap the rewards of this. Now, a couple of things that will make this work better than anything else are the affiliate program that you choose to use. Now, I have talked to a lot of different marketers out there, and I've tried a lot of different programs myself. Some of them are better than others, obviously, and there's advantages to different ones. Some of the more popular ones are ClickBank, Pay.com, and Simple One-Click. Now, ClickBank is very popular. It's very simple. There's a lot of advantages to it. If you're getting started, it's really easy to set up. It's very secure. The downsides to ClickBank is you can't do any upsells or downsells. You can't pay out 100% commission, which is very attractive to affiliates. You're limited to the amount that you can charge for your product sales, things like that. Pay.com is Mike Filsane's product, and there's a lot of advantages to Pay.com that are really, really good. With all three of these, by the way, they also have a built-in traffic source of a marketplace, which means that affiliates will go to these sites and look through the marketplace to find products to promote that look good, that are popular, and you'll end up getting traffic to your site, to your offer, just by having it listed there. So one of the things that's a lot of people don't talk about, but I would suggest having your product listed on all three of them, but then choose one of them, which I'll tell you which one I think is the best in a moment. But you want to use yours for creating your affiliate links and your tools for your affiliates. But getting back to Pay.com, some of the advantages with that is you can have an upsell, meaning tie some products together, and your affiliate will get commission on both sales, which that's another thing that's very very attractive to affiliates, because if you think about it, if they promote one product, let's say it costs $27, after their fees and everything, they're looking at making about $13 commission. So depending on how well that product converts, let's say they have to drive 100 visitors in order to get one sale, which is very typical, about a 1% conversion. Then if driving those 100 visitors costs them more than $13, then they're not going to make a dime. And let's say it costs them $10 to drive 100 visitors. That's really not very good money to make a whole $3. So contrast that to if you've got a back-end offer where you can offer commissions. Instead of making $27, maybe there's a $97 back end and a monthly continuity for $50. So now they're looking at one sale turning into $123 in commissions. So obviously this is huge. Now a couple of things that simple one-click offers that the other two don't is whenever one of your customers buys, you can offer them not just an upsell or a downsell, but you can offer them a one-click upsell or downsell. And what that means is, they look at the first offer and they put in their credit card information, and then when you show them something else, if they decide to take it, they don't have to enter their credit card information again. They just click one button and it's added to their order. And you can do this multiple times. You can have upsells and downsells, as many as you want, and you can tie this into your affiliates commissions. So in this case, they're looking at making more money on this, including making money on your continuity plans, whether it's a monthly membership or a CD of the month or whatever it is. And so those are a couple of the advantages of simple one-click. Another advantage that's really huge is every time somebody buys one of your products, when you're driving traffic to different offers of yours, whenever somebody buys, they're automatically an affiliate. In other words, their affiliate account is instantly created and their login info is emailed to them, and now they can promote your products on autopilot. And simple one-click is my answer to the affiliate programs out there, and I created it because of a frustration and because of what I thought was really missing from all the other affiliate programs and shopping carts out there. So obviously I'm biased and I think that simple one-click is the best, but if you take a look and you compare them side by side, I think you're going to find it really has a lot of great features to offer, and it's really the best option. So anyway, another thing that you want to do as far as getting affiliates to promote your products is by offering higher commissions than everybody else does. And this is on front end and back end offers. Think about this for a second, guys. If most people are offering 50% on a front end offer, you sell a $37 product, you're going to make about $17. Or you could go with your affiliate program and your product and make a couple $100 from a sale, plus get ongoing commissions for life. This is huge. And what happens is when you do this is not only do these guys want to promote for you, they want to promote more often, and they also tell their affiliate friends, hey, you know what, I made a lot more money with John Marketer's offer than I did with so-and-so's offer. You should really check it out. He's got a good plan over there. Another big element to this as far as affiliate marketing or attracting affiliates to do your marketing and drive your traffic is to offer a lot of tools. Offering your affiliates tools can come in a lot of different forms. Obviously there's things like just setting up AdWords ads or email swipe files, but the more that you do for them, the more likely you're going to have them promote your stuff. Creating banner ads and videos and review templates are huge, because some of these guys are going to be new and some of them are going to be more experienced, some of them are going to be lazy, some of them are going to be hardworking. And you might find that, hey, somebody just has a really popular blog or site that gets a lot of traffic, and because they're related, they'd be willing to just throw up a banner ad, or they'd be willing to send out an email if you would write it for them, or they'd be willing to throw your ad in their AdWords campaign if you'd make it easier for them. And the thing is most of these guys that are highly successful, they do all this stuff. So in order for you to compete and get traffic from affiliates, you have to provide this stuff. Another element is having coaching. And this doesn't mean that you have to get on the phone with every single person that's an affiliate of yours, but maybe you have a monthly webinar or something like that where you talk about what's working and what's getting results, so that these guys that are maybe struggling or just wanting to get to the next level, they can join in on this coaching, and they're going to feel an obligation to promote your stuff because you're helping them become better at being an affiliate. Another thing, and this is not so much a tool or training, but it just helps the mindset of some of the better affiliates out there, is by having contests and offering prizes. And a lot of these guys will promote your stuff just because they want to have their name on the page as, hey, these are some of my top affiliates. And there's a lot of ways that they can leverage it. They can write their own book and say, look, I've been a top affiliate for a lot of different contests, and look at all these prizes I've won. Even if they would make enough money anyway to be able to buy this stuff, it's still a good feeling to say, hey, I got this iPod or whatever it is that they won for free just by being an affiliate. So definitely take advantage of that. This is actually one of the most powerful ways to drive traffic, because it's ongoing and it's really hands-off, is to have other people do it for you as an affiliate. And the way to do that is, the bottom line is to make it really profitable and really easy for your affiliates to do it. So that's it for the video. We'll see you on the next one. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about a really cool underused traffic source, and that's Wikipedia. And most people know about it. Basically what happens is, if you go to Google, for instance, and you type in, we'll pick a popular movie, okay, the Wall Street movie, and just hit search here. Now you'll see right here that the second one on there is Wikipedia. And this is very common. Google loves Wikipedia because it's seen as a resource of facts. Basically what happens is, if somebody puts something on here and it's garbage, like they say Homer Simpson is the President of the United States, is somebody can come up there and challenge it and edit it and say, no, it's Barack Obama, and it'll get bumped off. And so it's not always 100% accurate, but Google loves it because it's constantly being given new information, and because everyone in the world has the power through the social media of making sure that it's accurate, Google takes it as, hey, this is a great site to put on the top. So here is your secret formula for using it. First of all, I'm going to click on this link to show you what we're going to do. First, what you do is, let's say you're in the Forex niche and you want to generate some traffic to your site about your product that teaches you how to do trading. Okay, well, obviously people that are into Wall Street, that might be a good way to piggyback off of their experience. So it'd be great to get some traffic from Wikipedia. So what we would do first is you would create an article on your site. Okay, let's say your site is, for instance, what you would do is, let's say for instance your website is tradingtips101.com. So what you would do first, before you do anything else, is you would write an article and you would put it on your site. Let's say you put it in a folder at tradingtips101.com/Wall Street Trading Tips. Okay, now one of the things that you have to do in order to utilize Wikipedia in the best way is to make sure that your article is relevant to whatever it is that you're looking for, that you're trying to piggyback off of. So in this case, having an article, Wall Street Trading Tips, well, a lot of these guys that watch this movie are going to say, this looks great and I would love to be a millionaire, and I wonder how I could learn this stuff. So after you put your article on there, then what you would do is you would go back to Wikipedia. By the way, in order to find what we're talking about in Wikipedia, all you have to do is just do a search in there for something related to your niche. So that way you're actually talking about something that you know about. Now what we want to do is we want to scroll down here to where it says external links. Okay, and I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay. Alright, so you can see here where it says external links. There's alright. There's a list of external websites that are supposed to be related to this particular topic. So what you would do is you'd come over here and you'd click on edit, and obviously you have to have an account with Wikipedia, which is free, so I'm not going to go through that in this video because it's very self-explanatory. You just sign up and you enter your information, but then you hit edit, and what will happen is you don't delete any of these. Okay, what you do is you add your article that you put right here onto the end of this this list of external links. Now what'll happen is you don't get any backlinks from this, so it's not like the search engines are going to love you from that aspect, but what'll happen is you'll get a lot of traffic from human beings that go to Google, type in Wall Street and maybe Wall Street movie, whatever it is, and they'll see your website in there, especially if you're smart enough to have the name of your article something very relevant, like Wall Street trading tips, okay, or Wall Street secrets, or something like that. Make money on Wall Street, you know, something like that. But this is a great resource, and you can get a lot of traffic. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of visitors in very little time. Now this is not, just so you know, a long-term traffic technique in the sense of it won't stay up there for years and years and years. People will bump it and say, hey, you know, maybe this isn't related, or maybe if you do a good enough job it'll stay there for a while, but it's a great way to get a burst of traffic, especially if you're piggybacking off of another existing thing like a great movie, or you know, a popular event or something like that. So that's how to utilize Wikipedia in order to get hundreds if not thousands of visitors to your sites very quickly. Okay, one of the things I wanted to mention too about Wikipedia and the whole traffic technique that I'm sharing with you is that if you pull up one of your keywords in Wikipedia, like in this case it's Wall Street movie, and you see that there is not any external links already set up, then you want to just pat yourself on the back and have a party, because you just found a great untapped resource. This is like finding a bag of gold on the street, guys. So what you want to do here is just create an external links in Wikipedia, and the way to do this, to really tap into this, to find this, by the way, you just click on edit in order to do that, is to do some keyword research first and search in Wikipedia for every single one of your keywords, and then scroll down and look to see if there's already an external link reference set up, and it should be at the very bottom, and it'll look like this: external links, edit. Now if you don't know how to do keyword research, I don't suggest you learn how to do this. It's a skill that you don't want to spend the time or waste the time learning how to do. What you want to do is you want to just hire somebody else to do this for you. And the reason is it takes a while to learn, and you can get it done very inexpensively. So let me give you an example. If you go to the Warrior Forum here and you just do a search for a keyword research service, this is just one guy. He's got a ton of great reviews, and you know, for example, to find 400 niche keywords, it's $25. You can't beat that. So why spend, you know, hours, days, or weeks or months to learn how to do keyword research the right way when you can hire somebody else for this price or even less, depending on who you use, to get a ton of keywords. And then just head on over to Wikipedia and look to see if they have external links. And if they don't, or even if they do, but it's a good keyword, put your article on there and then put a link to your article. Now, one other very important tip on this is on that page that you're linking to, you don't want to link to your home page. You want to link to the actual article like we showed about before. You want to have on there very prominently your opt-in box to help build your list with a free offer, and then you want to take them to either an affiliate offer or the product that you're selling. But have that very prominent, have it on the top right part of the page, get your free whatever, free video reveals, free download explains or covers or shares or whatever. But do that so that you can really utilize this to the best of your ability. And that's it for Wikipedia. So that's a great one. I suggest you jump on that ASAP. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about how to get a ton of traffic from Yahoo Answers. Now, Yahoo Answers will bring you traffic in two ways. Wikipedia will bring you, in the last video we showed you, it'll bring you traffic from the actual site, from human beings seeing it and clicking a link. Now, what Yahoo will do is it'll bring you traffic from that same thing, from people going there and reading your answer and wanting to check out what else you have to say. But it'll also help you by improving your search engine ranking as well for your site. Now, the resources, what you'll need in order to do this, are free, but it will take you a little bit of time. And what you'll need is 2 separate Yahoo accounts, and you'll also need a Twitter account. Now, all those are free, and this technique, just to be upfront with you, is a little bit gray hat. And the reason is because you're going to be asking a question yourself and then answering the question from another account. And obviously, if you ask it as Jim Jones and answer as Jim Jones, it's not going to be very convincing or help anything. So you would have to do the whole virtual name or whatever. So you can always do something which is clearly a fake name, like Joe Freedom or John Marketer or something like that, so that people know, hey, obviously this isn't this guy's real name, but he's in this niche. If you're in the real estate niche, you could be Joe Real Estate or whatever. So anyway, let's jump into the technique here. First thing you would do is you would go to Yahoo Answers, and if you don't already have a Yahoo account, you can set that up for free. And again, it's very simple. I'm not going to go through that in this video because it's self-explanatory, but all you would have to do is just sign up for free and create 2 different accounts. And then if you come here to Yahoo Answers, you can see, for example, somebody that's already asked a question. This is what it'll look like after you ask a question. In this case, this guy's asking, hey, how do I ask this girl out? So let's say, for instance, you're in the dating niche and you have a video series that teaches people how to talk to women or ask girls out in order to meet the woman of your dreams and marry her. Okay, well, you could ask a question like this, and obviously you want to write it in your own words so you're not copying anything. And then what you would do is you would log out and log back in as your other person. In this case, it might be the dating guy or whatever, and you would answer this question. Okay, now when you answer it, you want to, both in the question and the answer, have your keyword term in there. So in other words, how do I ask this girl out would be your keyword term. Okay, if your term is how to make money in trading, your question is how to make money in trading. Okay, and then what you want to do is, in your question, you want to mention that in the first sentence very early on. So if your question is, or your keyword is, how do I make money with trading, you want to have, the title be, how do I make money with trading? And then your first paragraph might start out with something like, I'm wondering if anyone can tell me, how do I make money with trading? And then, for the rest of the question, because the question isn't very long, normally it's about a paragraph, you don't want to mention those words again. So you don't want to say, how do I make money with trading, because I've been trading for a while and I've got a lot of questions about how to make money. You don't want to do that. Okay, what you want to do is think of your question here as a little website that you're optimizing for the search engines. And when it comes to optimizing for anything, whether it's for a blog or an article or a website or a Yahoo question or Squidoo Lens, whatever, Google and the other search engines see this like a shopping list. When you go to the store, the most important thing that you need to get is on the top of the list. It's not on the bottom. Okay? And if you have, let's say for example, you need to get milk from the store. Your spouse says, when you go to the store, I don't care if you forget everything else, just don't forget milk. You're going to have it on the top. Okay? It's probably going to be bold. It's going to be underlined. That's your way of saying this is the most important thing. And that's the way that the search engines and Yahoo and everybody else will see it as important. So mention it first, don't mention it at the end, don't mention it in the middle because it sounds too spammy. Just mention it at the beginning. Hopefully I made that clear. Now when you answer the question in the other account, it's the same thing. You ask the question, how do I ask this girl out, or whatever it is. The number one tip I can give you is this, this, and this. And what you want to do is you want to link back to your site. Okay? Specifically a page that talks about whatever it is you're doing here. It could be an article, it could be a blog post, and again, you want to make sure that you have excuse me, either a squeeze page that you're sending them to, or an opt-in box that's very blatant on the top right, because from studying where the most important place is that people look, it's the top right. Okay, have your chance for them to get some free information about this topic on the top right. And the reason you want to do that versus just sending them to an offer or whatever is it's just like a squeeze page. You can get 30% and up of your visitors to this site on your list, or you can just try and get 1% of them to buy. So obviously we want to get 30% because we can go ahead and sell them something right afterwards. But why not get everybody into your sales funnel at first right away? Now Yahoo Answers has a great relationship with Google and with the other search engines. So when you do this, you're going to get a lot of natural organic traffic from people that are in Yahoo Answers that are saying, hey, I was curious about that too, and that sounded like a good answer that guy gave. He mentioned that he teaches some other great similar information on his site, datingtips101.com or whatever it is. I'll go check it out. And people will find it on the search engines based on your keyword. So definitely do it. It's a great resource. It's a great way to get a lot of traffic, and it's free, and it really doesn't take very long. Now, it's important to understand this. This is a key element to this technique. Yes, you post the question, then you log in as the other account and you answer the question with a link to your website. But if you just do that, you'll miss it. Okay? What you have to do next is you have to log back in as the person that asked the question and choose your other person's answer, in other words, your fake account or whatever, as the best answer. And you can wait, a couple hours to do this, or maybe even, a day or two. But by doing that, it gives the authority to Yahoo and to Google that answer was the right answer. It's kind of like Wikipedia again, okay, well the people have voted and this is the best answer. So when you do that, you'll end up getting, you know, more feedback, more popularity, more rankings, and more visitors. So ask the question, have a second account answer the question, and then go back to your first account and say this was the best answer, and choose that. So that's all you have to do. Again, don't forget to take advantage of your traffic by having a squeeze page or by having a opt-in box with a free offer on the top right of your page as soon as they do that. Okay, so in this video we're going to be talking about using video, specifically YouTube and a few other different video websites, in order to get a ton of free traffic to your site. Now with YouTube, because the search engines can't read the video like you would read an article or a blog post, they have to look at your tags and your title in order to know what the video is about. And then they also have to look at the number of views that people are looking at your actual video in order to see whether or not it's popular, and that's how they base how high they rank your video. Now if you go to YouTube, you'll see there's a ton of different videos. So let's say how to clean your teeth. Okay, you're going to see here there's a bunch of different ones, a bunch of different videos, and I can guarantee you that a bunch of these are going to be pointing to affiliate ads for teeth whitening and stuff like that. Okay, now if you look at the number of views, you can see this one's had a little bit over 8,000, this one's had over 155,000. Okay, now with YouTube, there's a couple different secrets in order to make sure that yours gets seen a lot. One of the secrets is to take your video and to upload it to several different YouTube accounts. Now, just a disclaimer here, YouTube very well may cancel your account or delete your account if you do this. They may see this as gray hat or whatever. So what I suggest you do is, if you have a YouTube account that you care about that has a bunch of videos on there already, is not to use that tied in with this technique, but instead to create 50 new accounts. Now if you're going to create 50 new accounts, I don't suggest you do it yourself because it's going to take you a long time. Instead, what I suggest you do is go to scriptlance.com, or another good resource for this type of work is Odesk, and you hire somebody for about $5 to create 50 YouTube accounts and to send you an Excel spreadsheet that shows you the username and passwords for logging in and everything else, and you tie those into an account with the secret weapon that I'm going to be revealing with you, which will submit your videos to up to 50 different YouTube accounts. And that very unknown service is called PixelPipe. Now PixelPipe is similar to like Traffic Geyser, and it's also similar to TubeMogul. Now this does a whole lot more than TubeMogul does, and it does virtually the same thing that Traffic Geyser does, but it's free versus $100 a month. And there's some advantages and disadvantages to both. But the main thing with PixelPipe is you can take your video and you can have it put on there with just a couple of clicks, and you can even do this from your phone, like a BlackBerry or an iPhone, without needing to log onto your computer. So it's really just a great resource, and it'll be tied in and connected to all these accounts. So what you want to do is hire somebody, as I mentioned, from Scriptlance or Odesk, and have them create those 50 accounts and then have them associate them with PixelPipe. Now the next thing I want to share with you about this is, with PixelPipe promoting your stuff to YouTube, is they'll also promote your site, or your video I should say, to a bunch of other different video sites out there. And the ones that I suggest, I'll show you in a second, are going to be the ones that are going to be the best bang for your buck. Okay, so the best sites that you want to submit them to are Kiwigo, Vidler, Vimeo, MetaCafe, Dailymotion, and obviously YouTube. So the reason is there's a ton of different ones that you could submit it to, and every single one of those you'd have to have somebody create several accounts for, and it's just a pain in the neck. So what I would suggest you do is just hire somebody to create about 100 accounts. It should cost you around $5, and you know, you're good to go, and just submit it to these 6 different sites. And what happens is you're going to get a ton of traffic from that, and then also later on in the video series here, we're going to have a couple of different paid techniques, and one of them, actually 2 of them, will show you how to get a ton of views for like less than $1, like 1,000, you know, up to several thousand views. And it's not necessarily great quality traffic, but they are actual views. And so what happens is you can use these to point to your YouTube video and bump that up in the rankings in order to get more organic traffic from YouTube. So by the way, if you're not sure how to create videos, as a special bonus, I've included a video software that you can use for free in order to create videos, and it's very simple to do. Basically, you can just take different screenshots of pictures that are related to your niche and just talk while they're going, and it only has to be like a minute or 2 for it to be a good quality video. And the secret is to be specific, to give them some information, and to have your site that you're sending people to watermarked on there. What that means is on the bottom or the top or the middle of the page through the whole video, so that no matter what, when they go there, they see your website on there. And then let them know in the video, preferably near the end, if you like this information, I've got a bunch more, or this is one technique, I've got 10 more, or you know, get your free gift about this technique at my website, www.whateveritis.com. So go ahead and do that. Enjoy the software, and we'll see you on the next video. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about how to generate a ton of traffic very quickly using Google News. Now let's go ahead and take a look here at how this happens. When you go to Google, if you were to type in a popular term, for example, watch movies online free, you'll see when you scroll down here, news for whatever it is you just typed in. Now if you click on this first one here, you're going to see you're going to see this first result, which is basically a review. And what this guy's done is he's got some resources here to connect with him, connect with me, follow my blog, you know, be my friend, whatever. And then on the right here, he's got his Google AdSense set up in order to generate some revenue from this traffic. Now those are all good. He's also got, you know, follow me on Facebook, which I think is good. He's got a resource on the bottom here to start a free sports blog. I'm sure there's some monetization in that. But one of the areas that I think he really dropped the ball in is his actual article here is very spammy. If you read it, it's clearly not written for a human being. It's written for, you know, the search engines in order to get him a high ranking, and he really didn't have to do this in order to get a high ranking. Okay, the way that it works with any optimization that will last and that will get on there quickly is you have to talk to the visitors and be very targeted. Okay, let's say for instance his keyword in here was watch movies online free. If he'd had in bold watch movies online free, and then, you know, the very first paragraph said something like, you know, if you're interested in learning how to watch movies online free, then I've got a great resource for you. and talk about it and mention it first, and a couple of times, like 2 or 3 maybe, and then have 3 or 4 paragraphs or 5 paragraphs, and don't mention it anymore except for in the very beginning, then that will show up just fine on Google News or Google or Squidoo or your blog or whatever. But one of the things to keep in mind with Google News is it's only going to be on here for a short period of time because it's considered news. And as you know, any news gets replaced with something newer. Now, one of the things that I want to do is I want to show you another example on here of Google News. If you type in make money online and you go over here to Google and you type in news or click on news, you'll see just the news results. Now this one right here, if you click on it, it looks like this. This is a much more professional looking page, and what this guy has done that's smarter than the other is, for one, is he's made a more professional looking site, and for two is, instead of relying on Google AdSense for the results as far as making money, he's using what's called CPA offers. And what CPA offers are, is when somebody clicks on one of these, they don't have to buy anything. If they sign up, let's say for this example, this iPad offer, they probably have to fill out a form with like their address and their name or something like that, and just by doing that, this guy gets paid a couple of bucks. Versus AdSense, by clicking on it, he gets a couple of cents, 10 cents, 30 cents, 5 cents, whatever. So again, you're not selling anything, but you're making more money by using CPA offers versus using AdSense. And it's really a great way to leverage it. Now, what I think this guy dropped the ball in is he really doesn't have any great way here to, any great blatant way to capture your email address so that he can market to you again and again. Anytime you send traffic to a page, always make sure you have a way to capture their email address. Normally it's on the top right side of the page. You're going to have a free offer in exchange for their email address, and the way to position it is, I have a free offer for you, where do I send it? And when they give you the email address, you send it to them, and now they're on your list. Okay, now you can market to them over and over again. Now, even if you drop off of Google News for this particular thing, you can still contact them again and again, because a majority, like 97 to 99% of the people that visit any offer will say no to spending a dime the first time. But if you have a decent free offer, you should get at least 30% of the people to take you up on your free offer. So that means out of every 100 people that come to your offer, you can have 30% of them, or 30 people, that you can market to again and again, even if it's for free stuff like this, like free CPA stuff. You can send them to a page that shows something like this as soon as they sign up on your list. So you can still make the money, but now you have a back end where you can follow up with them again and again. So to utilize this and get it going with Google News, all you have to do is write an article just like you did with Wikipedia that's relevant, and then go to Google News and submit it, and you'll see it on there. And again, it won't necessarily last for for weeks or months, but it may last on there for a few weeks. But the beauty is you get traffic fast, and it's very relevant, and it also helps your search engine rankings for that particular page. So put it on there, submit it to Google News, and then what you do is you make a tweet about that page, okay? And what that'll do is that'll help communication go back and forth between Google and Twitter to say, hey, this is popular, people are talking about it, and if you have a blog post, make a blog post about it as well, and then ping your blog post. And if you're not sure how to do that, all you have to do is do a Google search for how to ping my blog posts, and there's a million different tutorials out there, and it's a free service to do as well. But it's a great, powerful resource, and I've seen it on here before with Google News when people have done it, that they end up in 20, 30, 40 minutes having 400, 500, 600 visitors to their site. So very fast, very simple, very effective way to use Google News. Okay, now in this video series I'm going to be sharing with you how to generate a lot of traffic, a lot of free traffic, high quality traffic using articles. Now, article marketing is something that's been around for a while, and a lot of people have heard about it, and a lot of people disregard it. But article marketing can be some of the best quality traffic you can get out there. And I'm going to share with you first how to write a great article and how to do it quickly. Now, the number one rule about article marketing is when you're going to write an article is you don't quit. And what I mean by that is not, hey, don't give up, or you can do it, or something. I mean, all those things are great. What I mean is, when you sit down to write an article, don't get up until you're done writing the article. I'm talking about to get a drink, to get a snack, to watch TV, to answer the phone, anything. Writing an article shouldn't ever take you more than 10 minutes. Really, you can do it in about 5 minutes. So the secret is, do it, get it done. Don't get up for any reason whatsoever. Okay? Now, as far as the outline or the layout for your article, what you want to do is you want to have, let's say, your article is about losing weight, and your title is, how to lose 10 pounds in the next 3 weeks without changing, your diet or something like that. What you want to do is you want to have two solutions. Okay, so the first one might be to add to your cardio, and the second one might be to add weight training. And I'm just giving examples here just off the top of my head. Okay, but what you would do is, let's say the first one is add to your cardio. You want to then have two different techniques. Like, first one is to add to your cardio. One of the best ways to do this is to take a walk each day instead of driving to work. If you work nearby, leave a half an hour earlier and walk there. Or when you're done working, or when you're on the phone, talk on the phone while you walk, or take the stairs instead of the elevators. But have a couple different techniques. Okay, and then your second solution is to add to your weightlifting. Maybe then the case is, when you're carrying your groceries inside, a great technique is to get plastic bags and do curls as you're walking up the stairs with them or something. And again, I'm just making it up, but the idea is for an article to be good quality, you have to have different solutions and different techniques for doing those solutions in order to get people that are reading it to get their mind going, thinking about solutions, picturing themselves doing it, and saying, that's a good idea, that's another good idea, oh, I hadn't thought of that, that's good. And the next thing to do is to have what's called a signature box or a bio box on your article, and you can do this signature box the same in your same niches for all of your articles. So this shouldn't really take you any time to do this once you've set it up. And basically what you're saying in there is your name, whatever it is. Let's say it's Mark Jones. Mark Jones is an expert in the weight loss niche. He owns weightlossfordummies101.com. If you enjoyed this article, be sure to download Mark's free ebook, How I Lost 97 Pounds in 63 Days while only eating chocolate, or whatever it is. And so what happens is, when your articles get read by people, it's going to leave them wanting more. Okay, you've given them good information, but you can never solve everybody's problems in one article, so of course they're going to want to hear more. Okay, so you give good quality information in the format that I mentioned, which is at least two solutions with a couple of options for different techniques for doing those solutions, and then your bio box. Now, there's a ton of different ways to submit your sites and to spin articles and everything else. I'm going to go ahead and suggest that either you write your own articles, or you hire somebody specific each and every time to write articles for you. In other words, don't hire one person one time and then somebody else the next time. And what you do is, when the articles are written, instead of going through all the submission options and everything, the most important one to submit to is Easing Articles. They've got the best relationship with Google. Google really loves them. And what you're going to find is that if you go to Google, and I'll just show you here. Okay, so if you're at Google and you type in a phrase like lose 10 pounds in a week, for example, what you'll see here is it says this is out of 267,000 results. Okay, but that's not really accurate for what we're looking for. What we want to do is we want to put it in quotes so that we'll know how many sites actually have those words in that order. So as you can see here, it's 14,300. Okay, now anything less than 30,000, okay, if you write an article that has this as the title, has a picture that you call lose 10 pounds in a week, and has this phrase mentioned in the first or second paragraph, you're almost for sure, if you submit it to Easing Articles, going to get a page 1 ranking on Google. Most likely it's going to be in you know, the first couple of results here. Now yeah, like I mean they're in Wiki Answers right here. Yeah, Easing Articles, page 1. Okay, so what happens now is after you write that article, you go to Easing Articles and you sign up for free, which is right here, and just create that account and submit your article. And the secret is again, like I mentioned in one of the videos earlier, is to get some keyword research done on your niche so that you've got, you know, a few hundred keyword terms that are what's considered long tail keywords. Like for example, lose 10 pounds in a week is much more targeted than, say for example, lose 10 pounds. If you look at that, that's 53,000. Now if you wrote an article and you put it in Easing Articles and you did it right, you may be on page 1. Like for example, this guy right here, they are on page 1, which is great, but it gets harder as you get more and more targeted. Anything under 30,000, you could do it almost on accident and get on page 1. But if you, for example, use like a term like lose weight, okay, this is a lot more targeted. I'm sorry, it's a lot more broad versus a lot more targeted, and so you're going to have to deal with things like backlinks and relevant backlinks, and you know, being more competitive as far as how you're going to optimize your site and stuff like that. So we're not looking for that right now. We're looking for traffic, fast traffic that's free, and the best way to do it is to use a long tail keyword. Make sure that you're anywhere from 30,000 to 50,000. If you're at 30,000 to 20,000, it's going to be a piece of cake. 30 to 50,000, you want to make sure you do a good job with your article, and it's always great if you can always add a picture if it's like on a blog post or something like that. But for Easing Articles, you want to look at something that's 30 to 50,000. So that's it. It's really just a great resource, a great way to get a lot of traffic for free doing articles, and it's one of the best ways to generate a lot of traffic quickly, especially if you're an affiliate. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about press releases. Now I know this has had some you know, press in it, not to sound like I'm doing a pun there, but it's had a lot of controversy. A lot of people have talked about this, and it's kind of been one of those underdog techniques that people will put a lot of hype to and say, hey, I got, you know, thousands and thousands of visitors to my site and it took me 10 minutes to do, and it got real popular for a little while and then just like fell off the face of the map for a lot of internet marketers. But the truth is it still works, and it can work very well, but you have to do it in the right way. And what I've included in this traffic series is a template for you on how to write a press release. And you can actually hire somebody to do this if you want, but it's not much more different than writing an article. The difference is you don't want to sound like you're talking about your own business or your own product, and you don't want to sound like you're trying to sell it at all. What you want to sound like is a news reporter just telling the facts. And if you sound unemotional and just factual, and this is the reason that they claim to have done this, and this is the response or the feedback they've received in this process kind of thing, it'll work out well for you. And there's actually paid versions and free versions for doing press releases. And again, we're talking about free traffic techniques, so I'm just going to stick with the free ones. And what you're going to find is there's really not much difference from the free and the paid. So let's go ahead and jump over to some of the different services that are available. Now, this first one is a free press release, and let me show you the domain here. There's a dash in between each word. It's free-press-release.com. And what you're going to find is, if you look here, it shows the views next to each one of the the different press releases, and you can see it's got hundreds of views for each one of these press releases, and some of them are a few thousand. So it's really going to depend on the popularity of your press release. So anyway, that's one of the services. There's actually 4 that I'm going to recommend. The next one is 1-888-pressrelease.com, and that's the actual numbers like that. It's not spelled out or anything. They're another one that Google News really loves, and the next one is prlog.org. Now this and the last one I'm going to mention are 2 very popular ones that Google and Yahoo really love. And what happens is, by submitting your press release to these few different press release services, you're going to do 2 things. You're going to get a lot of organic traffic from people finding your thing and clicking on it and going through to find out what all the news is about. And the other is you're going to get a higher ranking on your actual site because of the press release pointing to it. And this is the last one, and it's newswiretoday.com. Now, in all honesty, all 4 of these do work. They work very well. There's not a huge difference as far as your results, but you can spend all day long looking for different press release services and trying to submit to all of them. I don't suggest you do that. I suggest you just do 2 or 3 or 4, like the ones you see right here. And what'll happen is you'll, like I said, get a lot of organic traffic from the people actually clicking through the press release, as well as with Google helping you rank higher because of it. Now, another quick tip, and this is with most of these techniques that I'm teaching you in this video series, is once this is live, whether it's a Squidoo Lens or a blog post or whatever it is that you're doing for traffic, you want to go to Twitter and you want to tweet about that page. There's a new press release here. Put the link. It's pretty cool. Check it out. It's all you have to do for a tweet about it in order to have the search engines be aware of it faster and to get traffic to it faster. And you can also do this with a blog post, and then by pinging your blog post. So that's how to do press releases the right way. It doesn't take any time. It doesn't cost anything. It's very simple. Again, it's 5-10 minutes. Write it up, submit it, and you're good to go. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about SEO, or search engine optimization. And what this is, it's looking to get traffic from Google or Yahoo or MSN, which are the few biggest search engines out there. And the truth is, even though there are thousands of search engines, what you're going to find is almost all of them pull their traffic from Google, Yahoo, and MSN. And Google gets roughly 50% of all of the search engine traffic. So obviously that's one of your biggest focuses. Now, I did make a video series called 1 Hour Google, which is available at onehourgoogle.com, which goes into more detail and more specific techniques of exactly how I took a brand new domain, a brand new product, and put it on page 1 of Google in a term that was out of millions, and it took me less than an hour to do it. And honestly, it's probably about 20 minutes worth of work, maybe, in order to do everything. And I'm going to share with you now some of those techniques. Now, one of the ones that's kind of obvious, but a lot of people don't do it, is after you do your keyword research, and that in itself is a hint. You really have to do your keyword research. But let's say your keyword research tells you that one of the terms that you want to rank high for is the term 1 hour Google. Okay? Let's say they're saying that, hey, people are typing that into the search engines every single month, and there's not too much competition, but a lot of people want it. Then what you want to do is you want to try and find the domain 1 hour Google. Okay? Now let me show you this great tool that is 100% free to use, and it's called Ajax Who Is. Now you can see right here, that's how to get to the domain, AJAXWHOIS.com. Now what this does is it saves you the time when you're when you're searching for a domain in order to get the results quicker. So maybe it's 1 hour Google. Okay, when you type that in, you can see, and this is of course just an example. I mean, 1 hour Google is my site, so I know it's not available, but you can see that .net or .info is available. Okay, now when it comes to search engine optimization, what we're talking about is your website. We're not talking about on a blog, we're not talking about on a Squidoo lens or an article or anything like that. All those have different techniques and different parts of the formula that make it more important or less important. We're talking about when you own a domain name and that is the name of your site. Okay? Now, this will dominate over any other form long term of SEO. Okay? In other words, Google News will get up there fast, but it won't stay for long. Yahoo Answers will get up there fast, but if you have a domain name that is based on that keyword phrase and you've optimized it the right way, it will actually win the battle between Yahoo Answers or any of these others long term, because Google sees that as the most relevant. Now, one of the things you want to do is you want to pick a .com over a .net or a .info. If the .com is not available, you can do a .org, and that will give you a good ranking as well, but the .com is always going to be the ideal. Now let's say, for example, we wanted to do dog training, and the .com is not available. What could we do instead of that? Well, we could look for Dog Training 101. We could look for dog training tips. We could look for dog training secrets. Now, obviously, dog training is a popular niche, so just that 2 seconds showed me that those few were not available. But what's great about this particular software, this Ajax Who Is how fast you can go through it versus going to a site like GoDaddy and having to wait for a minute for each one. For moms, that's available. For kids, the .net's available. Let's say it's for a specific breed, like for poodles. Okay, or you get the point. Now, if you run out of ideas for this, first of all, when it comes to SEO, make sure if your niche, if your keyword is for that niche is dog training, make sure you have that at the front of your domain. Don't do killer tips for dog training. Do dog training killer tips, instead. And the other tool that I want to share with you as far as your domain that's really a great tool, and this is one that not a lot of people know about, is domainwiz.net. And what this will do, this is how you spell it right here, is domainwiz, WHIZ.net. And what this tool will do is it will give you ideas for existing domain names that are available, as well as, let me refresh it here, as well as monthly search volume as well. So very cool feature. It's a very cool website. Let me pause this for a second until it loads up. Okay, so right now Domain Wiz is actually, the site is actually down, and you know, a lot of people when they make a video like this, they would just delete that and not even mention it, but it is a really powerful tool, so I still want to mention it to you and just tell you basically how it works. What I did here was I went to Google and I typed in Domain Wiz and then clicked on the cache, which shows you what the site used to look like when it was up or whatever. And Domain Wiz is actually kind of a secret tool that a lot of people don't know about. And basically what happens is, this is what it looks like when you first go there. And you could type in, for example, dog training, and it'll give you a bunch of different results. And what happens is, on the right here, what you want to do is it'll have a couple check boxes next to you know, different terms that'll say things like for sale or available or expiring, meaning the domain, and .com, .net, all those different things. And what you want to do is check it off where it says .com and available. Okay? Now by doing that, what that'll do is it'll update your search, and it'll show you, what's really cool is all these different ideas for your niche, for different keywords and different terms that are available in the domain. And what you'll find is a lot of them will have a lot of organic traffic. In other words, a lot of people will be searching for those every single month without you having to do anything at all. So when it comes to your search engine optimization, this is one of the easiest techniques to drive a whole bunch of traffic, is to go to Domain Wiz, find a cool keyword that's related to your niche that has a lot of monthly traffic, and then follow the few steps that I'm going to tell you about in order to get a lot of free organic traffic for years to come without any backlinks. Okay? Now, a couple of things that you need to follow, and they're really pretty basic, is when it comes to search engine optimization, you need to think of your visitors, and you need to organize things in a way that makes sense to the search engines and doesn't distract from your main focus. Okay? Now your home page on your website, let me give you an example here. Okay, this page right here is Top Video Software. Now if you scroll down here a little bit, you can see it's called topvideosoftware.com. When you go there, the first thing you see is bold words that is just that keyword, Top Video Software, and then your sub header starts with that and has something that supports it. Okay? Now what you're going to see when you go through here is the rest of the page. It mentions here and there the word video, but it doesn't say Top Video Software, Top Video Software, Top Video Software, because that's very spammy. Instead, it's talking to the people that are there. But what it does is it prioritizes the content just like you would a shopping list or a to-do list, and the way to remember that is what's on top is the most important. So that's what this page is about. Okay? Now if you look at the code on this page, or the source on this page, which you can do by just right clicking and hitting view page source, let me actually do this a little bit higher so you can see better, view page source, then there's a few things you can learn here that are really important about search engine optimization. Okay? The title is the most important element here. Okay? In that title, all you want to have is your keyword term. Don't put Top Video Software by Mike Cowles or Top Video Software, the answer to all your video needs. Just put the keyword term, and it should be a few words. Most likely it's 2 to 5 words, maybe 2 to 7 words, something like that. But just put that in the title. That's it. And then these meta tags, a lot of times Google does not care about meta tags anymore, but what you're going to find is it is still relevant, and the other search engines like Yahoo and MSN, they do pay attention to it. So feel free to go to topvideosoftware.com and look at the code here and copy this and replace the actual content with, you know, your main keyword is the first thing. Okay, that's for your description. This should be pretty much the same as what you see in the title or the subtitle. And then for the keywords, have your main one and then have a few related ones. You don't have to have a ton, maybe 5 or 6 is fine, 5 to 10. And then another thing in your meta tags is where it says robots. You can just copy all of this, guys. You know, the content index follow, that just means you're telling the robots to follow this, all the links on this site. Okay, the distribution is global. Again, you're telling Google, Yahoo, and MSN this can be distributed all over the world. And then the author is you put your business name there. Okay. Now another element about search engine optimization that's really important is when you create a page, you don't want it just to be a squeeze page where it has an opt-in box and like a sentence or two. Okay, you want to have a little bit of content here, and you want to have a link to external pages. Now in this case, I've got a link here to the rest of the site. Okay, but what you can do is you can have, for example, a privacy policy, a you know, about us, a contact page, whatever, all those things on there, and have it open up in a new window. Now this is important because what happens is if you don't have it open up in a new window, people, if they open up, for example, your privacy policy and it's really boring and long, Google likes that because it says, hey, this is an actual business, but your customers are going to be bored and they're probably going to close it. And what happens then is your site is gone. So you have to have it where it opens up in a new window, and it's very easy to do. I'll show you the code for that right here in a second. Okay, so this is the code for a typical link that would go to Google where the words would say click me. Now normally this section right here says to open it in a new window. If you were to remove that and have it just like this, it would open up in the same window. So what we want to do is we want to leave it where it does actually have where it does actually have it. Let me go back here real quick. Okay, so as you can see here, this is with this section right here, that will have it open up in a new window. So what you want to do is you just want to have that the few elements that Google and the other search engines really like are things like a privacy policy, obviously a contact page, and you want to have a phone number and an email address in there if possible. If you don't have a phone number in there, that's not the end of the world, but make sure you're saying in there, you know, like our hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Central Time Zone, that kind of thing, so it sounds like a professional business. Okay, have an about us page, have a terms of use page. You know, by having these links on your site, even if it's a squeeze page, okay, you will get a much better ranking than 99% of the other sites out there, because you're telling Google that you're a professional site and you're thinking about your visitors and you're wanting it to be a good experience for them, and you're targeting that specific keyword for your customers to make it very relevant. This is what Google wants. So the other last tip I'm going to share with you is putting a picture on there, okay, and taking that picture, and when you upload a picture, normally what'll happen is it'll be like, you know, 128.jpg or something like that. Okay, but if your term for that particular site is, say for example, dog training, what you want to do is rename that picture to dog training.jpg or dog training.gif. Okay, and then what you want to do is, when you do that, first of all, you have to rename it before you upload it, otherwise it won't work. But when you create that link, I'm sorry, I'm doing it the wrong way. It's okay. So this would be your standard link code. Okay, what you would do is you would add what's called a alt tag in there, and you go alt tag equals dog training. And by simply adding that little bit of code there, that tells Google or the search engines that this picture is a picture of whatever you put here in alt tag, and that will help your ranking as well. So that's pretty much all you have to do when it comes to SEO in order to get a very good ranking, guys. You can always go for getting more backlinks from other people and stuff like that if it's a highly competitive term. But what you're going to find is that there's not a ton of terms out there that really need that. I mean, if you're looking for something like golf or make money online or something, yeah, it's going to be more competitive. But you can get so much traffic with doing these mid-level terms, like maybe dog training for poodles, or how to teach a dog to sit, or things like that, where you can still get a lot of traffic from it. There's 1,000 or a few thousand people, 30,000 people that are searching for that every single month. You can dominate just by following these few little tips. So go ahead and do this, and make sure you apply this same concept to all the different types of sites that you have, as far as prioritizing things, having a picture on there, whether it's a Squidoo lens or a blog or whatever, and you'll find that you'll get great results. I've been doing this for years. I've had companies pay me a lot of money to get their sites ranked on the top, and it works, very well and very quickly. Once you make your changes to your site, again, tweet about it, post about it, ping it, and you're good to go. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about something that I mentioned in the earlier videos a couple times, which is your Squidoo lens. Now, the Squidoo lens is basically a page on a website, but Squidoo has created a cool little term which is called a lens, and I guess it's kind of their way of saying this is how we see the world or something like that. But Google and the search engines love Squidoo, and when you create a Squidoo lens, you're almost guaranteeing that you will be on page 1 of Google if you do it the right way. And what happens is you're going to follow the same rules that I've mentioned in the other pages, like Wikipedia and Google News and the articles and the press releases and the SEO video, as far as the layout. But one of the things that's a little different about Squidoo is when it comes to let me actually go to Google here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're on Google here, and what I did was I just typed in Russell Brunson in quotes, and Russell Brunson is a very famous internet marketer, and so I knew that he would be all over Google for a lot of different terms. And if you look here, it says in quotes there's over 54,000 sites. Now 54 is a large amount. Okay, with the articles you're talking 20 to 50,000, but over 50,000 what you'll see here is that on page 1 you've got Squidoo right here. Okay, and what that tells you is that the search engines like Squidoo lenses. And the reason is because you can have a lot of content. Matter of fact, we can take a look at this one in a second. But you can have a lot of content on your Squidoo lens that really varies in the different formats. Okay, so to give you an example of the different formats of things that show up in the Squidoo lens, which makes it so much more powerful than just a one-dimensional thing like an article, is I put in here a popular term, which is lose weight, and just click on the first one, and what you'll see here when you scroll down is there's pictures, there's text, there's all kinds of different things in here. I'm sure some of these are ads, but you know, it looks like it's done very professionally. They've got recipes in there. They've got links to their Amazon.com account, okay, so that when you buy these books through their link, they're making money. They have videos on here from YouTube. So it's like a whole website, but it just scrolls forever, like a long sales page. But you can do this for free. It doesn't cost you anything to set up a Squidoo lens. And what you do is all the different sites that you have and all the different techniques that you use when you promote something, or you write a new article, or you create a new product, or you join a new affiliate program, throw it on your Squidoo lens. Create a new one, or if it's relevant in the same niche and everything, put it on the existing one. And what you'll do is you'll build up the value of it, and it'll dominate on the search engines. So be sure when you first start to follow the same techniques I mentioned in the video before this about SEO, and treat it like, you know, a to-do list. The most important thing is the first thing showing on the page. Okay, take a picture of something that's related to it. If it's losing weight, maybe it's somebody that's skinny and attractive or whatever, and call that picture, you know, losing 10 pounds or whatever it is that your keyword is that you're optimizing for, and throw it on there and watch the magic happen. Okay, once you do that and you create your Squidoo lens, again, you want to go back to Twitter and put that link to your Squidoo lens in there and tweet it, and then go to your blog and ping it. And actually in the next video I'm going to be showing you some secrets as far as driving traffic with your blog. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about blogging and how to drive traffic with your blogs. Now, what I want to do is take you over here first to my blog, which is mikesblog.net, and what you can see on here is first of all, you've got all your different categories or your pages right here, okay, and then every single blog post has a picture in it, okay, even if it's something like this, meaning it's like a resale picture or something like that, but you always want to have a picture in there. And a lot of these aren't loading because it just got here, but the reason is you want to call these pictures, okay, like SEO articles, you know, kick butt flash, and that's the title, that's the keyword that we're using, that we're optimizing for, as well as what we're calling the picture. Okay, now another element that's really important here is on your blog post, okay, on your top right, you always want to have an area where they can get something for free in exchange for their email address. Okay, now in this case I have a video that pops up when you click on it and it tells them why they should join, but your top right area of the page is your most important real estate. So in this case I've got my opt-in here, and then I've got all these different social media things here, and all these generate traffic. Every single excuse me, every single one of these, when somebody clicks on one of these and joins me on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or StumbleUpon or Dig, or signs up for my RSS feed or my friend feed or whatever, all those drive traffic. So you want to add as many of these things as you can to your blog. Okay, now you can monetize your blog by having different things that you're promoting on there. You want to promote your own stuff for sure. Affiliate stuff is fine too. These are this is an affiliate product of mine. This is one that I'm a reseller for, and these four right here are all my own products. Okay, another element about blogging that's really key is to have testimonials on there. Okay, all these are very real testimonials from customers of mine, and what it does is it establishes trust and rapport, and lets people know that you're an authority in that particular niche. Now, here's how easy it is to create a new blog post and to get traffic. Okay. Now I'm logged into my my admin area here. All you do is you click on New Post. Okay. And let's say in this case, my keyword research tells me that the term I want to look for is traffic in under 24 hours. Okay. Now I type that in for a title, and then the name of the page is traffic in under 24 hours. Now the reason that it's doing that is because that's what I put in here. Okay. WordPress automatically turns your blog post title, meaning this, into the page's title. Okay. Now what you have to do as far as having it so that that will be the URL as well is you have to add what's called a plugin here, and there's a bunch of different plugins that can really help, but the one that's important, the most important one for your rankings, is all-in-one SEO pack. This is free. All you have to do is just under your plugins click add new, and you can do a search here and you do all-in-one SEO pack and hit search plugins, and you can see right here this is it. It's already installed. If it wasn't installed, it would say install now. All you do is click that, enter in your password and your username, and it's pretty much good to go. Okay. Now going back to our dashboard here and our post that we were just about to do. Alright, so this is our traffic in under 24 hours. Now, just like I mentioned on SEO and everything else, this title right here is my keyword term. So I'm going to start with that. Traffic in under 24 hours is a hot topic for most webmasters. Okay. Now I type in whatever else I want for that article. Okay. And I'm going to add a picture in there. Okay. By simply clicking this image right here, it says add an image. And when I do, let me just go ahead and grab a image for the sake of the example. I'm going to hit browse and go to my libraries, my pictures, and I'll just grab a small picture here. And then we'll hit upload. Okay. Now this is the image. It's obnoxious. I know it's a moving one. But this title, we don't want that. We want it to be traffic in under 24 hours. And we can do that with dashes if we want. Okay. And then we copy this. Okay. And then we hit insert into post. Now here's our visual. If we want to see what it looks like, we can see that that image is in there and that the alt tag is traffic in under 24 hours. Now if I post this, okay, this will now be on my blog. Now I don't want to do it because it's obviously not done, but I'll save it, and then what you can do is you can come over here and you can preview it. Okay, so we've got traffic in 24 hours with an image. Okay, now what I would do next if this was live is I would go up to the actual URL and I would copy all that, and I would go to Twitter and I would tweet about it, and then I would go and I would ping my site. Okay, let me show you how to do that. Okay, there's a bunch of different services that you can use to ping, but one of the ones that's free that I really like is Ping-O-Matic. And what you do is you go there and sign up for a free account, and then what you do is you put in your blog name, your home page, and then your RSS URL. Okay, and then in this case, if you're not sure what your RSS URL is when you're on your blog, this little icon right here will automatically by default have a link to it, and it's normally yourblog.com/feed, but you can always just right click on that and copy the URL and then just paste it into here. Okay, and then what you do is you come over here and you hit check all and you hit send pings. That's it. Now obviously I'm not doing it because I didn't put anything in there, but when you do that, you're letting all these different sites know about your new blog post, which lets Google, Yahoo, and MSN and everybody else in the world know about your new blog post, which helps your blog post to rank high for that term. And by ranking high for that term, you will get traffic for that term to your blog. So what is beautiful about blogging versus just having a standard website is you saw how quick it was to create a new blog post. And so you can do this every day over and over again a bunch of different times, and because they're all relevant and they're under this big umbrella of your niche, whatever it is, like weight loss or dog training or whatever, you can now get a ton of traffic to that blog for all these different terms, and you can make a lot of money in the process, and you can build up your list very quickly in the process as well. So that is that's the golden secret for blogging, for getting traffic. And do it to it, guys. Get started on it. It only takes a minute or two to set up a blog, and just do your keyword research. Throw a nice looking theme on there. If you're not sure how to do that, you can always go to bloggingfreak.com, which is at bloggingfreak.com, and click on videos, and you'll see a ton of videos on how to change a theme, how to add a post, how to install a blog, how to add a page. All these are different free videos. You have access to all those for free, and so you can get your blogging going and get yourself making some money and getting a lot of traffic to your offers through your blog. Okay, in this video we're going to be talking about some absolutely killer paid traffic techniques for driving traffic, obviously, to your offers. Now, one of the things that you may be thinking to yourself is, gosh, with all those free traffic techniques that you just showed me, why would I want to spend money? Well, one of the things is, for the most part, the contrast from free to paid is the paid is more hands-off. You set it and you forget it. And with the free ones, you have to set it up and normally do some kind of maintenance. Now, the other thing is there's a lot of people out there that are either broke or cheap or just don't want to spend money. And so what happens is it leaves a lot more room for people like you and me that are willing to invest in our business to do these paid techniques. And in all honesty, 4 out of 5 of these techniques that I'm going to be sharing with you are very inexpensive. And the one that costs a little bit more is such a powerful technique that it's just a great investment, and it's well worth it to do it. So let's go ahead and start with the first one, which is eBay classifieds. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is when you go to eBay and you want to look, for example, for, I'll just pull up timber frame post. Okay, these are kind of a unique niche where people are building, whether it's a house or a barn or whatever. And what's interesting is these classified ads actually show up in the middle of all these. Now, these are the regular listings that you're seeing right here, and sorry if I'm scrolling too fast, but if you see right here it says classified ads, it's mixed right in with it. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of these and see what kind of traffic they're getting. This first one right here, if you scroll down here, you're going to see This guy has over 563 people that have seen his offer. Now you may be wondering, how expensive is it to advertise on eBay for their classifieds? Well, it's actually dirt cheap. It's about $10. So the way to do this is when you log into eBay, into your account, you just click on sell or sell an item, and we're going to hit start selling. And first thing you're going to want to do is pick your category. And for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick, just for the example, everything else, because I'm going to want to list information products about making money online and things like that. So I'm just going to pick this, information products, and then other, and hit continue. Now this information, listing your title and subtitle and all those other things, I'm going to skip that for now because excuse me, I want you to see what's different from doing a regular auction. Is you're going to click right here where it says classified ad. Now once you do that, you're going to see here that your fees, your total fees, are $9.95. Now think about that for a second. For 10 bucks, this guy had 563 targeted people with their credit card in hands checking out his offer. And I'll tell you a secret too, as far as all the different things that you can list on eBay that would cost extra money. You can do almost all that for free by simply using their HTML option. Now, you might not know any HTML, and that's fine, but you've got this standard right here where you can put in whatever you want, like, you know, the description of your product or whatever, or you can do HTML. Now, with HTML, there are a lot of free HTML editors out there. One of the ones that I like a lot is called NView, and you can get that at nview.com. And so let's say, for instance, we wanted to do that. I'm just going to pull up NView real quick. Okay, so I've got a blank page opened here on NView, and what we're going to do is we're going to say, let's say our headline is brand new whatever DVD. You can center that, you can make it bold, and underneath it you can hit image, choose a file, let's say we like this one. We give it an alternate text of DVD or whatever we want. We hit OK. Alright, so now that image is on there. Now all you would have to do is, if this image is already online somewhere, like you copied it from your website, then where it says source right here, you would change this to, you know, yourwebsite.com / and then the name of the image, or you could just upload it there and replace it in that way. But that's all you have to do in order to have HTML. All you do now is you copy this and you go back to eBay and you paste it here, okay, and then no, this isn't going to show up, this picture isn't going to show up because it's not uploaded right now to my website. But when you go back to standard, you can see it's got the bold font, it's got it centered, and it would actually show your picture here. And you can do an unlimited number of pictures and have it look exactly the way you want, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's a nice little loophole that you can work with eBay. Now, another thing to keep in mind is whenever you're using eBay as a source of traffic, don't just try and sell your product on there. Always have a way to capture leads on there. Offer something for free, or updates, or whatever, the first chapter, the first video, the first something, a free trial, something for free in order to get their email address so that you can build your list. But again, for under $10 a month, which is what that ad will run for, is for a full month for $10, you really can't beat it. eBay is a fantastic option, and we will share some other paid ones that are fantastic as well, but that's a great place to start. Okay, so for this particular paid traffic technique, this is definitely one of my favorites, and it's an affiliate's dream come true. It's called Project Wonderful, and what it is there's a lot of different ways that you can use this, but the main key for this to really generate some fast cash and a ton of traffic is to use it with banner ads. Now, what Project Wonderful does, just to give you an idea, is you can get 50,000, 60,000, 80,000 views for under $1. Okay, I know that's incredible. And there's, unlike Google AdWords, like pay-per-click or something like that, they don't have all the hoops to jump through. You can definitely go straight to an affiliate program and everything else, and you can use this to generate a ton of traffic. So let's just show what it looks like. We're going to click on New Member, and we're going to fill all this in. Okay, we'll just skip all that for now. Okay, and we'll blur this out later. And you should always have, just for branding's sake, a picture that you can use as an icon, whether it's for Facebook or whatever. And we click Create Account. Okay, so then we go back to, and let's see, we'll refresh this, see if we've got it yet. If I haven't, I'll pause it for a second. Okay, so here's our email from Project Wonderful, and all we do is just click that link and it's activated. Alright. And we log in. Now here's what we want to do, is we want to upload our ad, and the way to do this is you have to have excuse me, an ad the size that you want. Okay, so just like it says right here, we're going to go up to the advertising menu and My Ads, and then create a new ad. Now the ones that I've found that have worked the best as the skyscraper, and you can see here it's 160 by 600. Okay, so we're going to click that. Now if you remember 160 by 600, what you can do now is you can go to your affiliate program, whatever it is that you want to promote, and I'm just going to make a note here real quick. Okay, that skyscraper ad is a very popular size for most affiliate programs, and so what you'll find is you can go, whether it's to ClickBank or Simple One Click or Pay.com or whatever, and you'll find these ads on there under affiliate tools. And so let's just go ahead and say that the link is let's say 1hourgoogle.com / whatever your affiliate link is. Affiliate ID equals 123. Okay, and again, this is just an example. The hover text would be something like get a page 1 ranking on Google in 60 minutes flat. Okay, and the nickname would be maybe OHG for 1 hour Google, and then again your 160 by 600, you can either browse for it right here and pull it up, or you can download it from wherever your affiliate program is. And then you've got your rating, which we're just going to say is C, safe for everyone, which obviously I'd recommend never doing any adult garbage or anything like that. And then that's it. Then you just click create this ad. Now obviously I don't want to do this as far as starting that, because the link isn't accurate and everything, but to look at this, as far as the cost, the traffic sources and everything, you can do it all over the world. You can do just United States and Canada, whatever, but I'm going to say United States, okay? And I'm going to go over here. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to set this to unique users, and we want to set this to 50,000 over the past 2 days, and in any region is fine. And then we hit search. Now what you need to do is look through here, and you'll see like this has over the past 2 days 293,000 views for $12. So that means for a day it's $6 for 150,000 views. But we can do even better than that. I mean, look at this, 226 for $4, and we can scroll around some more. And let's see here. Okay, here's one. It's $1 for 78,000 views, or 80 cents for 75,000 views. I mean 80 cents. I can't even talk. It's just that's mind-blowing to me. So what you want to do is, let's say we pick that one and we go, hey, that sounds great. You definitely want to take a look at the actual site itself to make sure it's in English versus like Vietnamese or something, and see if it seems like it's targeted enough for whatever it is you're advertising. But it's a fantastic way to get a lot of traffic to your offers. And I'll tell you another secret too, is you can use this in line with other things too, as far as just getting traffic for the sake of getting traffic, whether it's using CPA offers or AdSense offers or whatever. It works great, not just with affiliate programs. So anyway, that is Project Wonderful. Check it out, take a look at it, and see for yourself. You can get some dirt cheap traffic and get a lot of it for, just a couple of bucks or even under $1, as I've shown you here. Okay, in this video we're going to be covering a great resource that literally has made a lot of people millionaires, and what that is the Warrior Forum. Now there's actually a lot of different ways to get traffic from the Warrior Forum, but we're going to talk about one of the money-making ways that a lot of people are excited about. You can get to the Warrior Forum just at warriorforum.com, and one of the most popular ones that people are always looking at is this, which is the Warrior Special Offers Forum. Now, to post whatever you want on here, something for sale typically, it costs $40. Now, what's great though about that is you can get a lot of traffic very quickly from it. And what you'll find is that these guys on the Warrior Forum are specifically in the internet marketing niche. So if you obviously if you're into something else, then this wouldn't be a good resource for you. But if you are, these guys, they know their stuff. As far as offers goes, they're more attracted to lower end offers. But for 40 bucks, a lot of times you can turn $40 into a few hundred to a few thousand, depending on how good your offer is. Now, I'll give you an example here of one of mine. If you had a search, one of my products here is 1 hour Google. Now, this is mine right here. That's how I put my new website on page 1 of Google in one day. I've had over 14,000 views for this. Okay, I've made a lot of money from this one video series that I've made. I've actually updated it a few times, and you know, it first made a lot of money, and then kind of worked on some other things, and then refreshed it, and you know, posted it back on there. And it really it's a great resource. So you can do this as often as you want, as many times as you want, and it's 40 bucks a shot. Now, I will tell you a tip: if you're going to use the Warrior Forum to use Warrior Special Offers, the first time I did it, I made a couple $100, and it was okay. And that might sound exciting, but really it was not that great. I had to work pretty hard as far as getting in touch with people and everything else. And what I found was that there's a resource by a guy named Justin Mitchie, and it's called WSO Secrets, and you can actually get it at WSOsecret.com. And let me go ahead and show you that real quick. Okay, so this is the URL obviously to pick it up, but what Justin does, and I'm going to pull it up here real quick, is he gives you an exact step-by-step formula, okay, for how to run a WSO. And what the difference for me was, this first one that I ran, I made a couple $100. Then I read his book, I did what he said to do in there, and I made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars running, you know, a WSO. And it didn't cost me any more money. It was just a matter of watching and, you know, applying what he said. Now, Justin is a great marketer, and I realize this is a plug for him, but he's one of the guys that really is professional, and he over delivers. And I'm telling you, if you're going to use the Warrior Forum for traffic, I highly recommend you get this book. It's at WSOsecret.com, as I mentioned, and you'll find not just information on how to run a WSO there, but also how to you know, do things like write better sales copy, when to you know, post your WSO to get the best results, pricing strategies, all kinds of stuff. So definitely recommend that. Now, the other thing with the Warrior Forum as far as traffic goes is this is one of the paid ones, but there's a ton of ones on here that you can use, like the JB Center, or you know, Programming Talk, or Website Design, or, you know, Make Money Online. All these, you know, reciprocal links, you can post on these. You know, the off-topic forum as well, the mastermind groups. You can post on these and talk to these guys and do things like, for example, the mastermind group. You can say, hey, let's all meet for coffee. You know, I live in the Chicagoland area, and find JV partners and build up, you know, link partners for that, where you send people to their site, and or send people to your site and they do the same to your site. You know, you can do it with ad swaps, you can do it with testing products, you can do things like have a product, and before you launch it, put it on here on one of these things, like on the joint venture page. Say, hey, I'm just talking to joint venture partners, people that have lists. I have a product that's going to be released in about, you know, 10 days. What I'd like to do is send it out to you for free, okay, and have you send it out to your list for a very inexpensive price. You get to keep 100% of the profit, and just so I can see how it converts and get their feedback, and in the meantime you can make some money in the process. Okay? Now what just happened there? You made a friend, you helped them make some money, which means they like you, and you just put a whole bunch of people on your list. And you just got a bunch of feedback for your new product to see if there's something you need to add or take away or change. So the Warrior Forum is a great resource. I highly recommend that. Don't just be fooled by camping out here in the Warrior Special Offers Forum. This is good. You can definitely do it and you can make some money, but there's a lot of other great ways to make money on the Warrior Forum, and those are just a few of them. So definitely check it out and poke around there and see what you can find. Okay, so in this video we're going to be talking about one of my favorite paid traffic techniques, and this one is called AdFly. And what this is AdFly is a URL shortening service, kind of like tinyURL. And what they do is when somebody uses the service and they click on that link, like for example, if you have Twitter, you only get a certain number of characters, so you don't want to put a long link in there, whether it's an affiliate link or whatever. So you want to use a shortening service. So if you use AdFly and somebody clicks that link, what'll happen is they will see a whole website, in this case our website, for 5 to 10 seconds, and then an ad or a little skip this ad thing will show up so that they can go to the actual page they wanted to go to. Let me go ahead and show you an example of this. So if you can see right up here, it says please wait 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Well, during that time the entire website shows up, whatever you're advertising. And if you have a good converting squeeze page, especially if there's some audio on there like a video or something like that, a lot of times you can get some good traffic from this. But another thing that's really key about this is because it shows the whole page, it'll actually show up like in Google Analytics. And this is actually key. Hopefully if any of you guys flip websites, hopefully those wheels are starting to turn, because what that means is for $1 you can have 100 people come to your site every single day. So there's a lot of ways to monetize that. And then what happens is once they hit skip ad, it'll actually go to the site that they wanted to go to, which in this case is simple one click. So let's go ahead and take a look at AdFly. It's adf.ly, just like it says right here. And so you could use this to put in whatever URL you want here and then shrink it. But what we're looking for is the advertisement that most people are not aware of. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on create campaign, and then if you look here, it's actually pretty basic. Okay, what I suggest you do is stick with the area that you're normally wanting to. Like in this case, for the United States, it's $5. You could have a $5 minimum on there, but what you do is you can do 1,000 views for, let's see here, the price is 1,000. Okay, is $5. If you wanted to do worldwide, you could do it for $1. In the US it costs you $5, in other words, for 1,000. So it's a little bit cheaper in Canada, like $3. You can do it wherever you want. Okay, now once you finish doing this, okay, you've ordered 1,000 visits for a total of $5. Click here to enter your website details. Okay, you can pick a previous website, or you can obviously create a new one, and you would just put in the name, the URL, and then your daily budget. So maybe you only want to spend $1 a day for 1,000 views. That's fine, you can do that. You click that you agree with it, and you hit PayPal or AlertPay, whichever you want to pay with, and that's it. And it's so simple to use, and you can really get a lot of traffic very affordably. And again, if you're going to use it for an affiliate program, try and find one that has some audio or a video that kicks in right away, because you only have about 5 seconds to get their attention. So that's it for AdFly. It's a great resource. Don't forget it if you're going to be swapping, or flipping websites. It's a great way to monetize sites by bringing a bunch of traffic to it very cheaply, very quickly.